How's it going, guys? And welcome to RC Cincy. Today we have the hat cam and the good old axial SCX 24. Of course, it has modifications. We did 39mm shocks. We did the brass spacers. We did rims and tires, and we also did the CNC machined steering linkage. Is supposed to stiffen it up. Some of it is brass, not all. And then, of course, the EMAX servo. So, yeah, we did quite a bit of modifications to it. The suspension is running, the shocks are running the factory little springs. It did come with 2 other sets. We may have to adjust that. As you notice, the wheels are kind of leaning because it had more weight to one side than the other. So the springs, the shocks may have different amounts of oil in them, or just the way it's falling. But I think I need to check the oil and I need to do some adjustments, which really this is the testing and it's part of it. So without further ado, I'm gonna just crawl around a little bit. I actually tried this same exact course factory, not a chance. Every little turn or bump had it rolling all over the place. So it didn't even have a chance before. Let's see if it does now. That says a lot because this is what I typically test with my 110 scale. It's kind of small for 110 scale, but very large for 124th. So let's see what she can do. The weird part is I never figured out the light switch issue, which I don't care about, to be honest with you. Man, that servo's got a lot of power. Hopefully you can see this well. It's very steep. It doesn't look like it, but it is extremely steep. There's also a giant like the rocks are on an incline. So that's also kind of hard to see. Oh, that's a deep hole. Oh, I understand it rolling there. That's a crater there. So let's start back again, try to find a different lane. So my goal is to get to the end of this. I'm gonna try this way. That is a crater. I mean, you can see the size of the rocks there. So you just gotta pick the right lane, but I think it can be done. Come on, baby, grip on there. Come on, you can get yourself out. You can get yourself out. You got some power, especially with this servo. Come on now. Oh, no. We had it and then lost it. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna come at it. See what, oh. That bumper is definitely in the way. I didn't do the small modifications I thought of. I don't want to bang the crap out of this body either, to be honest with you. Oh, yeah. I don't want to beat the crap out of this body, but this track is insane. Like, these rocks are way too big. The holes, if I filled some of these holes in a little bit and it wasn't so deep, it wouldn't be as bad, but the holes are just treacherous. Ooh, okay. I had it. And the problem is, it's also at an incline, so this is extremely difficult. I just want to see if it can even get through here. Is it hitting the axle? Yep, it was. Doesn't have portal axles or anything fancy. Come on, nice and easy. There we go. Oh my goodness, dude, these holes, when you fall in one, it's like, See if I get that tire up on there. Yeah. I can't even begin to explain to you guys how difficult that course is. I just don't like the fact that suspension kind of leans one way just because I think one has less oil or something weird like that. I may change the springs out, at least to the medium ones. These ones are a little too soft. Yes, I have adjustability, but I want to save that adjustability for the course, you know? A little mud on the tire, that's going to affect traction. Sometimes you got to goose it. Oh, I got turned around. Hold on. Ah, in the mirror. There we go, Betsy. Yeah, good job. That servo's just got so much power, and first I could turn the steering rates down. Ooh, got itself wedged up. Ooh. Oh, man, that is difficult. Come on, baby. Oh, come on. Leaves just mess with the traction so much. I should have blew out the leaves. Honestly, bigger tires would make a difference in a rig like this, but I don't want them too big either. It is wider than usual. It wouldn't have made it half the places it made it. Oh, she's a fighter. Oh. Just make sure nothing's wrapped around the axle or anything like that. That's what's really gonna hurt it. And these not painted, but like they're molded in this color. They take a beating. A painted body would have been banged up and scratched up by now easily. You know, it. Oh man, that's deep. Jeez, oh Pete's, man, what was I thinking? There goes one roll, and you can tell right there what that just happened there is that the center of gravity is very low. It wants to always go back on its feet. I absolutely love that. If you do just a quick little roll, you can land back on your feet. That stuff can be more difficult than a lot of... It's about 51 degrees, by the way, so it's not blistering cold. Get the tire clean back there. Oh, let's go ahead and back it off. When you don't feel right, just back it on off. A little momentum. Oh, no. See that right there? And you see it always wants to land back on its feet. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that about it. It always wants to land on its feet. So this is an extremely difficult course. Honestly, it's asking almost too much from it. Oh, come on. That is a beast. And back up, turn. Oh, I bumped it a little too hard. That was on me. A little jerky on the throttle there. I mean, what can I say? I just need to honestly go to a little competition course somewhere. The suspension definitely needs some adjustments because I didn't like the way when you lift it up that it kind of wants to go to one side or the other instead of being equal. I didn't like that at all. It means one spring is either smushed more or one has more oil than the other. That doesn't look steep, but that is like, that is on a hill. So it is extremely steep, but it is so darn capable. It's really good. There's a big gap there. I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, let it dig deep. It's digging deep. Oh my goodness, no. That would have been it too. Can't give up. Can't give up. Definitely doing the can never give up in rock crawling. Am I wedged in there? Oh, it's on the back side of that rock. Let's turn this way a little bit. Come on, Betsy. You didn't make it this far. Think you'd be a quitter. You know what? I'll take it. That's some live action crawling right here. There's no way. That stupid vine too. I'm just trying to find some different approaching. Look at that. And go a little bit more over. Oh, hold on, I gotta straighten it back out. This steering servo is very responsive, very powerful. Oh my goodness! I know you guys seen that one. If I get it turned a little more and kind of hug that rock. This is so much fun, guys. This thing is an absolute beast. So we'll put it on a bench. We'll put it on top of the house because I do want to address a couple things that are immediately going to get adjusted when I get it back in. And they're free modifications, by the way. The next few things I'm going to tell you guys are going to be free modifications. It is completely worth it to do the modifications I did. 110%. I would do those again in a heartbeat. The suspension isn't dialed in, but it should not be crawling in holes. I mean, these holes are bigger than, like, the wheel and the fender deep. Like, it's just getting caught up. I mean, it's completely at an ankle. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like wedged in there. I want to see if it... See? It always wants to land on its feet. See if we go back up this way. Get that wheel up there. Get that wheel up there. There's no way to... Oh, what? Say what now? What are we going to do here? Have at it? Nah. Don't tell me it'll do it. Don't even tell me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You got something when the servo, see that other servo will never be able to move itself like I got a few times. I don't want to burn the motor up. Make sure there's nothing wrapped around the axle or anything. Any vines or anything. You don't want to burn that motor up. You still can burn the motor up. I want to see that again. I want to see if that wasn't like a, oh my God. It's going to bottom out on this thing. If I could just get a little bit of, come on, Betsy. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. See how heavy that front is? And see how it's moving, shifting the vehicle around? That'll get you out of so many situations. It's unbelievable. Running start, maybe? It's smoking them. Oh, but it went to the right, too sharp. Sorry about that. See some action here. Mind you, these leaves are making traction difficult. It's getting wrapped up and caught up. Vines. It's not ideal. This should have been blown off. A little bit of dirt and a little bit of gravel or rocks, a little pebbles, something between there. The holes are way too deep. For a 110 scale, it doesn't care. But for this, is insane. It's insane how powerful. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull the debris off. I'm just going to throw it on this house. So let's talk about a few things really quickly. Get that leaf out of there. Make sure it spins freely. Make sure you get all the dirt and everything out of there. Wipe it off. The body will take a beating. Not sure how close I am. Let's go ahead. Well, let's crawl a little bit on this too. Oh, there's mud on the wheels. Oh, it stopped itself. Oh, that definitely. Whoa. The back end is too stiff, too soft in that situation. A little bit softer in the front, a little stiffer in the back to kind of keep that front end down. And I'm loving the articulation. I'm loving the power of that servo. It just does not mess around. You can just move this vehicle. That servo will just move everything. My bumper is a little bit loose. See that? Those screws did come loose right there. I'm gonna have a modification that's gonna fix that. Well, loose screw is loose screw, but I do have a modification for that. I have been getting it caught on a lot of stuff. Yeah. I could have got them little boards out for some of those situations. Got out of them, honestly. You're allowed to use those in some competitions. I don't know if they have winches in this small of a scale. I know 1/10 scale. And some competitions you can, depend on the class and what the the rules are. Those tires aren't quite yet broke in. They're not given like I want them to. I do have significantly more weight than a factory vehicle, but I do want those tires to pooch a little more, give a little more, just get more of that tire, more like that. That's what I want it to look like. There are breaking in. You can get softer foams. You can get different tires that behave differently. You can see with those extensions, they aren't really wanting to rub. They're coming, I mean, close as you could possibly can. And you can solve a lot of that with the adjustability, but I want my car to be able to sway side to side a lot. So I'm not completely disappointed with the suspension. It needs to be adjusted. Suspension is amazing, but it all comes down to tuning for the right place. So you want to bring your springs with you, and you want to bring some shock oil with you. Your springs, I want to put those spacers on there, get the shock straight. I want to do a few new things, which I will adjust and kind of do, but let me show you what I'm talking about with front end sag. If your car is sagging, there should be a commercial for it. See that? The weight, let's pump them up, get the oil nice and lubricated. But there is a lot of weight on that front end now. And the weaker one is gonna take advantage of the other one. So this one's gonna push more, and it wants to drop to that side a lot more than to this side. See what I'm saying? Seems like this side's stiffer, more oil, less oil, one of the two than this side. It's a little different. Yes, there is a lot of weight on the front end. I do agree. And I don't mind the travel. I kind of want it to behave like that. You can see this one is turned out. That one is turned out. And these ones are turned out. I should have went to neutral. Now, what I meant by those spacers is, see how they're the shock is kind of angled this way? It's going to be hard to turn it up against the frame. That's why they give you those spacers. I didn't apply them like a schmuck. I knew, but I just wanted to throw them on like someone that didn't know how to mess with this stuff. I try to experiment. See, you know, people do make mistakes. I could even make mistakes. I'm not perfect. But I knew what those spacers are for. Just because I had so many RCs growing up. Well, not so many. I had RCs, and then I started modifying at a young age, taking stuff apart, figuring how stuff works. So this spring is look at that. That's trash. That's a little bit too loose to my liking. Like, a little bit stiffer would have been great, especially now that I mean, it's even, you know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rack these all the way back up, and we should try different springs out here, and we should try different oil. I do have 50 weight now. That might seem like a lot, but that's more like a racing shock oil. You can get different weights that behave differently, different viscosities. Hopefully I get a good shot on that, because I am wearing a hat cam. I apologize if it's not in the shot. It is focused to be a tight shot. Hopefully it's not out of it. I'm aiming at it correctly. What I'm going to do is wheel these up for now, and that what makes you decide. Wheel everything up, make it neutral, and then go off of that. Let it crawl with it. If it behaves too loose, you want more tension in the back, you want more tension in the front, less rebound, faster rebound. You know, first thing you should probably do is check to see if it has equal amounts of oil. How to be 100% positive, sometimes you can't tell, is drain them, wipe them, clean them, and use a dropper and measure the oil and fill it to the same mark. Extend this all the way out and fill it to the same point. Don't overfill it. It won't behave correctly. You'll have a hard time using it. It'll be really, really stiff, very, very pushy rebound, like it makes it a very stiff shock. Less oil gives it more travel, easier to move. Is that oil right there? A little bit of wetness? Maybe. So I'm almost to the, here, I'm gonna move the spring out of the way. Of course, I'm gonna put the spacers 100%, just makes it easier to adjust these. The only advantage having that way is they won't turn on their own, kind of, because they're gonna hit that frame. Plus, you don't want to hit the frame, you want to have, you know, you want to have a little bit of movement. There are bushings there, so they're designed to move. Last one to adjust, sorry. And we're gonna hit the track again. I don't think, you might want a sloppy suspension. I don't know what you like every person has a different like, but there is a way of setting it up right. Now, people are not gonna agree with the way I do it. I'm sure they have their own way. What I like to do is wind it all the way in, put the spring that came with it on, see if it drops to one side, see how it wants to drop to one side. We got to get that in order. There's one of these have less or more oil. That's all that is. They should equally drop, unless there's, of course, more weight on this side, and that could cause it to do that as well. I know that, but we can adjust that. So that is all the way dialed out. Let's see if she behaves differently, right? I liked it. I liked it all the way out. I like it to be moving a little bit, but to be soft. See how much the rebound speed. How fast did that drop? Hold on. Boom. See how that tire never lifted off the ground? It was on there. I like that. That's not the rebound. It's still a soft spring. Because if it was stiff, it would, oh yeah, okay. This is gonna be difficult. It's gonna be come down the rock nice and easy. Roll there. That was on me. Had the tire up on there. I don't know why I would pick that lane. Let's try this again. I went way too far to the right. There we go. Get that wheel up on here. There we go. Come down nice and easy at it. Give it a little goose. The frame should be soft, so it should be nice and flat. Now turn it a little bit towards these rocks. I want it to get away from me. Get that wheel up on her to keep it from tipping. Come on. There we go. Nice and easy. Now there, the gap, what do? Do we try to bridge it this way? Let's try that way. Get on there, get on there, get on. Oh, yeah. Rub my rim. God, it's going to, oh, yeah. I think it behaves better with them screwed out. The wheels always want to stay on the ground. There's no, maybe I picked a better lane. Get out of here. Did I just make it? Nope. It ain't over yet till the fat lady sings. Come on, baby. Come on. Papa needs a new pair of shoes. That's where the squirming can help. Not in that case. Back her on up. Oh, mirror. At that point, I would reach out the window and I'd fold in the mirror and hopefully make it this time. Yep. Yupperooski. No hands of God. Made it. I like it to just always have that wheel on the ground. Some people like a slower rebound, so we'll go across the rock. If this doesn't drop in the hole, kind of carries across. Whatever you like, man. But honestly, factory screwed all the way up with the spring that came with it. I know it flexes a lot and moves in every direction, but that's kind of what I like it to do. I kind of like the way I like to crawl. I like to be too heroic. Oh, that could punish me as well, being the back of it being a little too soft. Oh, wait, let's see. Did I speak too soon? It still wants to roll to the, it still has low center of gravity. I mean, night and day would be an understatement. This thing wouldn't even try to do what I just did there. You would flip. I don't know how many times I would have rolled through there. It's wider. I don't know what I'm thinking here, but I'm feeling frisky. Nope, 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 nope. I did find some more batteries. They're not too crazy expensive. Honestly, this one seems to last a long time. I am definitely going to pick up another one because I like to be able to charge one while I'm crawling. At least another one, maybe like a 2-pack or a 3-pack. It does have to, I do technically have other batteries, but they're not pancake. It would have to be a pancake, low center of gravity. I don't want a big, tall, bricky one. I'm sure it'll fit. I have some 400 milliamp WL Toys one that would work actually really well. And I could move the battery forward more because it's more pancake in it, and it's like kind of like a square. I can move it that way a lot more, or I could even put it in long ways. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But it's JST is the difference. So I do have an adapter that's JST to that. There will be some more length, which will add weight, not necessarily the worst thing, as long as I keep that weight down. I wonder if it'll try to climb up the side of that. Oh! Posing. Put it back down. Man, I tell you what, this thing is incredible. The track, to say this track is hard is an understatement. I'm gonna redo it. This is not set up at all. This is just a bunch of bricks stacked. You gotta build a proper course. This is not it by any means. Oh, come on. Come on. That was impressive. All the way, not all the way. Can I get out? What if I go into it instead of trying to get away from it? That's clearly the bumper and body. Oh, let's go back a little bit more. Man, you can be so precise. Sometimes you gotta ram it. Don't dodge it, ram it. What's that expression? Yes, my wife, I do have a ram and a charger. Do love dodges. I'm not hating on dodge. Oh, no. Oh, gotta go back down. Come on, boys. Back her on up. So I'm just genuinely blown away. Whoa, that was extremely steep. Look at that angle there. I mean, it takes that on a hill. It's insane. Here, let me give you a side view. What it would take to roll this. I mean, you basically flipping it. That's insane. Like, you have to be in one sticky situation. Of course, the springs and adjustability of suspension just allows me to do everything. I need to do my research on it and talk to some folks that actually crawl, their opinion on it. I'm gonna bring it up there with some fresh oil and some springs and put the spacers in and be like, hey, you know what do you recommend? You know, there's guys out there know what the heck they're doing at the crawl places. So just you know, not talk so much and let them speak and give you some valuable information. I'll give you some tips and tricks that they learned from years of crawling. I have not been crawling for years. I'm crawling for a little while now, but not for years. Well, actually been a few years, because I think the first crawl I featured on channel was years ago, so. And I've driven other people's crawlers, never owned one. I owned one a long time ago and also didn't do a video on it either. It was a roller and I built it myself, by the way. Should have did a video on that. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a really, really nice crawler. It was a project, and I never got the body for it, but the platform was ready to crawl, and I crawled with it, and it was unstoppable. I should have put a really nice, like, C10 or even an old school Bronco. I had an 84 Bronco the year I was born. Yes, I'm older. And that thing was a beast. I should have never sold it. Had a 302, I want to say, or, yeah, I think a 302. Or, no, 351. Either 302 or 351. They're smaller V8 Ford did have at the time. Had four-wheel drive, a beast. It just needed some work. Some lines were getting old. Some brake lines were getting old on it. Still worked. There was a couple other lines dry rotted. Just needed all new brakes. You know, just a once over, some paint, some cleaning, just some love, and that thing would have been worth so much money. I regret it to this day, and I only paid like $500 for it. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, this was years ago when there wasn't this craziness for used cars. Now you can't even buy a beater for $2,000. You know, it's insane. But anyways, sorry, getting off topic here. Oh yeah, let's wiggle her on here. Honestly, I can just spend hours crawling with this. Once you do get a little mud on the tire, you will lose some traction. Definitely recommend cleaning those off a little bit before you get into competition. So behavior now on the suspension. Let's start from here, climb up, see how she behaves with it dialed back. Of course, the time turned it up. Yeah. It's bouncing a little bit because it's not getting traction. It doesn't care, it's a beast. I mean, look at that articulation. It just, I love it. You can be so precise with it. I have nothing but good things to say about this platform. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If you guys buy this for, let's say what it is, 140, 150, whatever the price is, I can't remember. I've done a full unboxing and everything on this, guys. Check it out there, please. The price of this is insane. I rolled the gosh darn crap out of it, and everything will clean off just because it was molded like that. Even if you scratch it, there's that color under it, so that's what helps hide scratches, and it's just more durable that way. These bodies are beautiful. Yes, I know the ones that have the Lexington bodies tend to perform a little better. Whoop-de-whoop, you can just add parts to this to make it perform as good, if not better, than the other ones. Watch your antenna. See the antenna right there? That can be a hairy situation. It was put through here, by the way, like through this thing. I don't know why I undid it when I was working on it. It's completely on me. So what it did is it went through here. I do believe it went through here. Just like so. Laid it in the middle, and then that's all you have to do. It's very easy. I tucked the balance lead under there. You can cut these if you want. I just leave tags and stuff on there in case warranty questions or anything. This is what got replaced. I'm waiting on the replacement to come. You can see my alien tape on there. As far as the motor, what I just did, barely got it warm. Yes, it is chillier outside, so that helped cool it. The Emax is just an absolute monster. It does not care. I would never go back to the other one. This one, you can tell the weight difference and the performance difference. It does make difference. I was a little upset that only, like, what part was it that was only brass? Like, this thing CNC aluminum. Which one is just brass? Oh, the mounting plate right here, the mounting thing is brass. The rest of this was just CNC aluminum, which is fine. It does have brass bushings. There is some brass on here. I wouldn't mind getting like a brass cover, at least for the front, adding a little bit more weight in the front. If I want, you know, the axles would be nice to have, you know, the linkages would be nice to have metal. Basically make this whole thing and do a magnetic mount. Whoops. Want to catch that, don't want it to drop. So to be honest with you guys, I'm blown away. Yes, there's tons of other parts I would like to see on here. I think the next thing, is it going to be performance? Well, it's going to add a little more weight, but it is going to be performance. Is not so much weight because it's aluminum with a magnet, is the Velcro system. I don't like it. It's very easy to Velcro your body on crooked. It drives me insane. Again, with magnet, but it wants to line up. The speed is phenomenal. They did dial it in just right for crawling. Yeah, just a really good behaving vehicle. Let's check the camera really quickly. Why is there an orange to green light? Not getting signal. This video obviously is long enough. I'm gonna nicely set this right here. I don't wanna bang it up. Set it down. Get off the hat. So what can I say, guys? An amazing, amazing platform. Yes, do I need to dial in my suspension? 110%. But look at that, just crazy articulation. It's got, that's max right there for my articulation. I mean, look at, that's insane there. So it's got amazing articulation. I don't know if the body's on all the way, but it's got amazing articulation. Just a crazy performing vehicle. I think I'm gonna paint the center thing brass and then do the little silver dots like that. And that would actually draw away the attention of it being the wrong wheel. I thought about completely removing it, which I may do. I don't know what it's gonna look like. They do have like a fancy aluminum CNC holder that can go in its place, so it doesn't look like out of place. Like it looks like it has a holder for them. Technically, you could buy another set and just put one of them back there. I'm not that worried about it. I may just give myself something to do and just paint the little B-lock little bolts on there in silver, and then just do that in brass, and it'll look exactly like that. Do I like the way it looks? Yeah, it's not bad. Do I have to use the brass extensions? Absolutely not. I could just use the original wheel nut, and I could even paint the silver parts black, and then it would be very similar to that wheel. So could go quite a few different routes. Like I said, two other springs, oil, tons of other modifications that I can do. But I'm blown away. This thing is a monster. It didn't even want to go part of the way. It would immediately roll every time in every direction. Anywhere I went, it rolled. Did not care. I thought it was garbage, honestly. That's how bad it was. Yes, I know these rocks are giant. I get it, but I wasn't very impressed with it, and now it's got me impressed. So you've seen some of those situations, it shouldn't have been able to do it, and it did it. So like I said, the wheels aren't really broke in yet. They will break in a little more with time. I'm gonna wear these bad boys in. I forget what you can do to help break them in, but I'm not doing it. I'm gonna break them in the old-fashioned way by using the truck, by wearing the truck, not wearing, but you know, rock crawling with the vehicle. I'm still looking for a track or a crawler course in the Cincinnati area, tri-state area, meaning Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. I would say from Cincinnati, no more than an hour would be probably my limit. I'd probably go there for a few hours, have some fun, try to get in class 1 or 2, depending on the rules and regulations, what you can't have. I'm gonna bring my little box that's got all my parts. So if I can't have, I don't know, a servo, for example, or you can't have winding spacers or whatever the rules are, I like to bring that. Plus, it's spare parts. You know, it's got my axles in there if they break. I got spare lug nuts. I got spare servo connections, tons of screws. Basically, every part I've changed plus some. The Allen keys, everything I need is in that box. Plus, I could throw the truck in there, keep it from getting even more banged up. The roof is probably going to be the first place you're going to see some scratches. Oh, no, cleaned off pretty good. Maybe some light little scratch there, but most of it will clean off. This body is very, very durable. I can appreciate that. I like the lights just on. I'm just going to leave them on. If I don't want them on, I'll just freaking unplug them. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I can't figure it out. I plugged it into the correct channels. I even put it the factory way. It does not matter. This is a brand new ESC from Horizon Hobby, so it's not the old ESC. It makes me think that it's almost my transmitter, the way it's behaving. I thought to myself, it could be the transmitter, because the one that I sent in, originally the steering didn't work, and then, like, for the heck of it, I opened the package up before, like, put it in the mailbox, and the steering worked, but the throttle forward didn't work. So I was like, what is going on? Like, could it be this? And I don't know. Like, I could buy this again, by the way, right here. You can actually, that's the model number right there, by the way. And of course, the model number to the ESC is also, oh, I'm gonna end up hitting the throttle, I know it, is right here. The other day, I didn't mention it, but it's right here. That number right there. It is a 2-in-1. Focus there. Thank you, thank you. So channel 1 is steering. Channel 2 is throttle. That's why it's not there. Channel 3 is gonna be where you want to plug in the lights that are switchable, and then channel 4 is just on when it's power, by the way. It doesn't do anything. I've reversed them. I even put them towards the back end, front end. They all have power, so you can plug in the lights anywhere you'd like, honestly. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Lights will still turn on. Doesn't burn anything up. It's not like a servo or anything like that. And yeah, so that's insane to me. Yeah, it's craziness, but hopefully the new one shows up. I may just unplug stuff and plug it in and see if the light switch works that way. I really don't care unless people are bothered by my lights. I really don't care to have them on. In some situations, like a cave or kind of, maybe the room's darker, I don't know. I mean, they look cool. When you get down low looking at something, it could get in your eye, so I kind of see why some people don't like them or turn them off. The bumper is loose on one. The bumper is loose now. See that? I am gonna tighten that up, and there is a modification for that, which I'll probably do the video next inside. So this video is plenty long enough, guys. This thing is incredible. I highly recommend doing all the modifications to it. The ones I did are not for looks. I don't care really what that looks. I mean, it looks nice, but it's all performance modifications. The wheels are gonna be, these rubbers with the foam are supposed to be better. Yes, I know I don't have the brass insert, I have the aluminum insert, still adds weight. The brass extensions makes it wider. That adds performance. If you don't want them, just don't mount them. The steering rack is twice as stiff and stronger now. Of course, we have more weight, obviously an E-Max servo, and then the shocks are night and day. That's probably the biggest one, is the shocks, I want to say. Number 2, I'm probably going to go with the extensions with the wheels because the combo was so cheap. And then number 3 is steering, because that's actually the way I did it, in my opinion. So there may be other ones that are better. Leave them in the comments below if you guys recommend anything. I'm honestly fine with what I modified now. I just need to find a track and hit it and get my suspension dialed in, and I'll be ready to rock. And then I can do other ones. I'm probably just gonna do the magnetic body for sure, and then I'll do the video for the free mods for you guys. So that's gonna do it for this one, man. I'm glad I came out today because this was a lot of fun. It's just in my backyard, but still, I'm glad. It's been really cold and miserable in Cincinnati, so hopefully you have nicer weather where you're at. But yeah, truly impressive. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.